Devastating tsunami.
The first scenario is considered the lightest damage, namely the collapse of the dam now with 5 billion cubic meters of water already stored. In this case 1 billion cubic meters per day of water will flow to Sudan for 5 days, but those quantities will hit the Sudanese dams on their way, similar to the natural flood that the country suffered weeks ago when it was exposed to flows of water of 950 million cubic meters per day, which led to the collapse of houses and agriculture. If the dam collapses during the flood seasons, here the problem will be dire, as 1 billion meters of natural rain will flow down on the lake dam with 1 billion meters of stored water to become 2 billion, and after 15 kilometers of dam begins the Sudanese Lake of Ruwais, which feeds the Rusirs Dam, which is about 90 kilometers away from the Renaissance Dam, and the length of the lake 90 kilometers, pointing out that the Ruwais Dam is filled with between 3 and 7 billion cubic meters of water, and in the case of the flow of 1 billion meters from the Ethiopian dam with 1 billion meters of rain during the flood season will collapse and flow with it the water stored in front of it, estimated at the present time 7 billion, and all this flow will go towards another Sudanese dam on its way called the Sinai Dam in front of it about 1 billion meters, and therefore will inevitably collapse. The amount of water flowing after the collapse of these dams will be from 7 to 10 billion meters, all of which flow into Sudan, which means a devastating tsunami, especially if the water continues its way and destroys the Butte Dam in Blue Nile State and is about 2 kilometers long, and stores about 5 million cubic meters on an area of 4 square kilometers, with an average depth of about 125 meters, stressing that all these amounts of water will sink the entire Sudan. In Egypt, according to the water expert, the high dam will hold about 140 billion cubic meters of water, and in the event of the flow of water coming from the devastating tsunami, the Egyptian government will open a flood to absorb excess water, and will open the Farsker arcades in Damietta to drain water towards the Mediterranean, so the damage will be light and may result in minor losses and sink the land of the river. If the dam collapses or explodes next year, after Ethiopia stores about 18 billion cubic meters or completes its construction and stores 74 billion cubic meters, in this case there will be a flood similar to Noah's flood, and Ethiopia will not be able to withstand and absorb those devastating effects that could result from the flow of more than 80 billion cubic meters of water after the collapse of Sudanese dams, and then entire cities and villages in Sudan and Ethiopia will disappear, while Egypt will have the time to open a flood of Toshore or the construction of the Farsker, to dispose and absorb excess water. We conclude by explaining that the distance between Enada Dam and High Dam is about 2,000 kilometers, and the arrival of water from the Ethiopian dam to southern Egypt may take 6 days, which is enough time for the Ministry of Water Resources to act and face the crisis, whether by opening the Toshka flood or all the arcades in the country.